हेलो, गुड मॉर्निंग। आप सभी का स्वागत है मेरे इस यूट्यूब चैनल में। सो फ्रॉम टुडे वी स्टार्ट लेसन नंबर 3A, that is demand analysis. Already we discuss in lecture number first, that is in overview lecture about various ingredients of this lesson. Okay, so one concept known as utility already we studied in lesson number first in 11th standard and in lesson number second in 12th standard. So utility means the want satisfying capacity, want satisfying power of a commodity known as utility. When any consumer demands for a particular commodity, when the commodity possesses capacity to satisfy human wants, if the consumer finds as this particular commodity having the capacity to satisfy my own wants, then and then only the consumer creates a demand for any commodity. Means any commodity means any type of commodity. Okay, and as we studied in lesson number second in 12th standard, utility is the basis of demand. Utility is the basis of demand. Why utility is the basis of demand? Because utility means the capacity of the commodity to satisfy human wants. If the commodity having the capacity to satisfy human wants, then and then only the consumer creates a demand for a specific commodity. Okay, but the concept utility on its own cannot generate demand for the commodity. Utility is the base, but it cannot generate demand for the commodity. Utility is the base of demand, but utility cannot on its own create demand for the commodity, because the concept utility and demand is also different, but the base of demand is utility. So in this chapter, okay, we take effort to make the demand analysis with the help of different aspects of the concept demand with relation to utility, with relation to price, with relation to different determinants of demand. Okay, so meaning of the term demand. In ordinary language, demand means desire, and desire means a mere wish for a commodity to have something. Okay, but every desire, is not a demand. Demand means not a mere wish for the commodity. So it is clear that demand is different from desire, as demand is an effective desire, but all desire are not demand. This statement is very important. This statement is very important, that all desire are not demand, because this statement is asked many times for the question that is state whether the statement is agree or disagree. Okay, so all desire are not demand. Okay, so what is meant by demand? Demand means desire, that is a wish, urge for commodity, along with willingness to purchase, and the customer, the consumer, the buyer must have purchasing power, that is ability to pay for the commodity, known as demand. If these three things involves, that is desire plus willingness to purchase and plus purchasing power, that is the ability to pay for any specific commodity, then there is a demand for commodities. That's why utility on its own cannot generate demand, because utility is the base, but it cannot generate on its own, that is a demand for a commodity. Okay, so the next part, that is a definition of demand. The demand for anything means any commodity, any goods, any services at a given price, that is a price prevailing in the market, and the amount of it, that is a quantity demanded of that particular commodity, okay, which will be bought per unit of time at the given price. Okay, so when we discuss the definition, okay, here we can analyze that. Okay, demand is a relative term and it relates with the time, price and quantity. It is a relative term, it relates with the time, price and quantity. Okay, so demand, when we say there is a demand, when there is a desire for the commodity, when there is willingness to purchase for the commodity and ability to pay for the commodity also. And demand is a relative, it's express its relationship with time, price and quantity. Time, price and quantity. Okay, next concept, that is a demand schedule. Okay, demand means the desire backed by willingness and ability to pay for the commodity, known as a demand. Okay, so demand schedule, that is a table, one of the, in simple language, it is a table. Okay, or demand schedule is a presentation in the form of table which shows the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded for a particular commodity. Demand schedule shows the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded for a particular commodity. Okay, it is a presentation in the form of table. It is generally a presentation in the form of table that a various quantities which is demanded by a single consumer, various quantities which is demanded by a single consumer, okay, or all consumer in the market. Okay, and the presentation of demand of a single consumer or a all consumer in a market in the form of table, known as demand schedule. So demand schedule of two types. First, that is a individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Okay, so basically we first talk about what is meant by individual demand. Individual demand is the quantity of a commodity demanded by a consumer. The word a is important. The word a is important here, at a given price during a given period of time. As we know, the concept demand is express its relationship with time, price and quantity. So during a specific period, during a given period of time, during a given price, if a single consumer demand various commodities, then it is known as a individual demand. Okay, so what is meant by individual demand schedule? Individual demand schedule is presentation in the form of table, and this presentation in the form of table or tabular representation shows various quantities which is demanded by a single consumer, by an individual consumer over a given period of time, So how the individual demand schedule looks? Okay, so this is a individual demand schedule. Okay, which includes two columns. The first column shows the price of commodity X in rupees, and second column shows quantity demanded of commodity X in kg. Okay, when we see the prices, there is a prices of commodity X, that is rupees 10, rupees 8, rupees 6, rupees 4 and rupees 2. Okay, so through the prices, when we see the prices or price column, we make one analysis, that is there is a continuous fall in the prices from 10 to 8, 8 to 6, 6 to 4, and 4 to 2, and corresponding when there is fall in price, there is a rise in quantity demanded also. Initially, when price is maximum, that is rupees 10, at the same time quantity demanded is very less. Quantity demanded is very less, that is only 1 kg. When continuously fall in price, from 10 to 8, 8 to 6, correspondingly up to 2, there is continuously rise in quantity demanded from 2 kg to 3 kg, 3 kg to 4 kg. And when the price is lower, that is 2, maximum quantity, that is 5, maximum quantity, that is 5, is demanded. Maximum quantity, that is 5 kg, is demanded. So this schedule shows an inverse relationship. Why inverse relationship is there? Because as fall in price, there is a rise in quantity demanded. As fall in price, there is a rise in quantity demanded. So this schedule shows inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity. Price and quantity demanded of commodity. ओके, सो आज के लिए इतना ही. इंडिविजुअल डिमांड कर्व और बाकी के सारे कंसेप्ट्स हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में पढ़ेंगे.